Good morning students. Today I shall be starting a new chapter, that is developing GUI applications in Java using NetBeans 1. This is chapter number 5 in your book. And the topic that I shall be discussing today in this chapter is the character user interface and the graphical user interface applications. And then the application programming interface, which is API in short. So let's start with the character user interface, or CUI in short. The applications developed in Java in the previous chapter had the character user interfaces. And the applications developed using the character user interfaces does not make use of the graphical controls. And they simply take inputs from the keyboard only, and the user has to remember a lot of commands in order to work on the character user interface applications. And those applications does not support the mouse cursor for easy interaction. And in such cases, communicating with the CUI applications requires a lot of commands to be typed. The disk operating system, in short DOS. This is an operating system which is an example of character user interface operating system. This operating system, that is DOS, does not have graphical user interfaces, and it does not support the use of mouse cursor for interaction. This operating system uses a text-based interface where lots of commands need to be typed for interacting with the operating system. For instance, if you wish to open a particular file located in a specific directory in this operating system, that is DOS, you shall have to type commands for that. And typing the commands in such a manner is a very tedious task. That's why nowadays newer operating systems containing graphical user interface has been introduced. Examples of such operating systems are the Windows operating systems, the Linux operating systems, the Mac operating systems, etc. The Windows operating system has many versions like Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, etc. So in operating systems like Windows, we can easily make use of the mouse cursor to drag and drop the objects. It makes use of the graphical controls, and it has a graphical interface, which makes the communication between the user and the operating system very friendly. But character user interface operating system like DOS are not user friendly. Since DOS is not a user friendly operating system, that is why only the skilled professionals, those skilled technicians, shall be able to work and interact with this operating system by typing some commands. But for common people who does not have any knowledge regarding the computer systems, it will be very difficult for them to interact with these types of operating systems. Now this is the interface of the disk operating system, or the DOS. As you can see, this interface is usually a text-based interface because we have to type commands like this to interact with the operating system. So for doing any activity or task such as opening a file, closing a file, printing something on a sheet of paper, giving instructions to the printer, to print something on a paper, to eject the pen drive, or to open the webcam, to open the CD drive. So for any such type of instructions, it is required to type commands for that in this interface, which is usually the text-based interface. And typing commands in this way makes it a very tedious job for any beginners who wishes to interact with this operating system to perform any activity or task. Another demerit of such types of text-based operating system is that unlike the graphical user interface operating system like Windows, Mac, Linux, they don't have graphical controls and tools. The interface is simply a black screen like this, where the user has to type the commands. As a result, The operating systems involving the character user interface has been refined, and newer operating systems that involve the graphical user interface, or GUI in short, has been developed. Now modern applications are based on the graphical user interfaces. The operating systems or the applications developed using the graphical user interface makes use of graphical controls, including the mouse support, so that objects can be dragged and dropped onto the applications. Another point to be noted is that the applications having the graphical user interface can be operated using both the keyboard and the mouse, whereas the applications developed using the character user interface, they can use only the keyboard. They can't make use of the mouse, and since it's keyboard based, so it requires a lot of commands to be typed, and that's the demerit of the character user interface operating system. But the graphical user interface applications and operating systems make use of both the keyboard and the mouse. And since the mouse supports functions such as clicking on an object, dragging and dropping on an object, selecting an object, so it is much more user-friendly than a keyboard. And using mouse, we need not type commands for performing a certain task or an activity, unlike keyboard where we usually type commands for interaction. Hence, the graphical applications are easy to operate and they are more user-friendly. The Windows operating system has a graphical user interface. Nowadays, applications having the character user interface are rare. Almost all applications are having the sophisticated graphical user interface. The common examples of such applications are the search engine called Google, the social networking sites called Facebook and Instagram, the e-shopping apps such as the Amazon and the Flipkart. All those applications are having the sophisticated graphical user interface and they are very user-friendly. The user interface of the GUI applications are made up of different types of graphical components called controls. And the examples of such controls are the text fields, the radio buttons, the checkboxes, the buttons, etc., which I shall be discussing in the subsequent chapters. Few more examples of applications that uses the graphical user interfaces are the web pages on the internet, the Windows operating system itself, and even the screen of an ATM machine. The screen of an ATM machine is interactive in nature. It allows any user to perform the transaction on the touch of a finger or on the click of a button. As a result, the screen of the ATM machine is totally based on the graphical user interface. Now this is an example of an application, which is based on the graphical user interface. The application shown here is the Google search engine. So the search engine consists of a search bar like this, where the user can search on a topic of their interest by hand typing or a voice typing. For voice typing, there is this icon located in the right hand side of this search bar. Next, let's come to the topic called Application Programming Interface, or API in short. Java is a very powerful programming language and it provides application programming interfaces, in short API, for developing applications having graphical user interface. And sometimes these interfaces, known as the application programming interfaces, are also referred to as the Java libraries. So we can say that these Java libraries or the application programming interfaces are used for developing applications which are having graphical user interface. So we can define these APIs or the Java libraries as a set of predefined Java classes which ships or comes along with the JDK. Now you remember what was JDK? That was the Java Development Kit, and I have already explained about this in the first chapter of Java. So go through chapter 4 in detail if you want to know about the concept of the Java Development Kit. So in this slide I shall be discussing about the Java libraries or the APIs, okay, which are a set of predefined Java classes, and these are the classes which comes along with the development kit of Java. Now basically the Java Development Kit offers two packages. Those are the Java Abstract Window Toolkit, okay, and that is represented by this package java.awt.star, where AWT stands for Abstract Window Toolkit. Now the star here represents that there are many classes inside this package called java.awt, and these are the classes which are predefined in Java and ships along with the Java Development Kit. And the second package is the Java Foundation classes, okay. The name of this package is javax.swing.star, and here star again denotes the predefined Java classes, okay, which is inside the package javax.swing. So part of the Java predefined classes are inside the package java.awt, and part of the predefined Java classes are inside the package javax.swing. Now the classes under this package, okay, which is javax.swing, they are known as the Java Foundation classes, okay, and these Java Foundation classes is also referred to as swing, and they are used for developing graphical user interface applications in Java. Then come to the next point. The classes of a package can be used in a program by importing the associated package at the beginning of a program file. Following code is used to import a package in a Java program file, okay. It's like this. You shall type the word key import. Here import is a Java keyword, okay, and then you shall specify the package called javax.swing, okay, and then the dot and star here specifies the list of predefined Java classes, and then terminate the statement with a semicolon. So whenever you think of typing a Java program that will use a graphical user interface, include this package, okay, using the statement import javax.swing.star at the beginning of that program, so that the program can use every graphical swing controls in Java. So here javax.swing.star specifies the package containing the classes, and those classes are known as the Java Foundation classes or the swing. And we import this package with the help of this import keyword. So I hope this is clear, and with this I end my presentation here.